And we're live here. Here it is every Monday, like it's always every Monday, here at Cut.
Coming to you live, HonkyTalk podcast from Sundown Tavern here in Ruston, Louisiana. Thank y'all for joining us on the sixth episode of the HonkyTalk podcast. We got special guest, Mr. Colby.
Hello.
And
Good to be here.
Also a reoccurring guest, Dane Von Hagen.
Hey, girl.
Golf clap.
Anyway, welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
You're doing a lot of great things here in Ruston.
Having a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, had a big weekend this weekend at Railroad Park, Battle of the Bands. Fortunately, really fortunately, my buddy over here got first place.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, Cole Canyons, and
yeah.
everything, and also Dane.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations to you as well. Yeah.
We were actually both hanging out here at the Sundown,
Yeah.
and somebody came up to us and said, "You're needed at the stage."
I text you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we ran
Yeah,
up to the
off we
stage,
went.
and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna let me play music," and I'm all excited, and they pulled us up, and to our own surprise,
Yeah.
we
That was quite unexpected. Walked up and they handed me some money
yeah.
and said we won. It was cool.
Well,
It
they
was cool.
say
It was
if you're
great.
hanging out with the winner, you become a winner. So I guess that's what happened when I was chilling with you, Colby.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. We'll
Yeah.
go with that.
Exactly. Yeah, Dane got Solo Artist of the Year at Battle of the Bands, and Colby got the band, and also you got the drummer of the year as well.
Drummer.
no,
Drummer of the day.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I think that was like the best perk. What did you get out of that deal? Like,
Oh, it was an Innovative Percussions stick bag full
Yeah.
of sticks. It was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so
Cool little
congratulations
recharge.
to the both of you for the Battle of the Bands this year.
Thanks.
Thank
for
you,
winning
Trey.
that. That is huge.
Thank you.
Bo Atkins also performed. Bo Smith performed as well as I did. We had a great time. Great food, great people, great crowd. You know, it was a
Yeah.
beautiful day. Last year it was rainy, wet, cold,
Yep.
wet,
this year it was
Different-
hot,
yeah, it
so
was
hot,
Different story.
sunny.
Felt
But
great out there.
hot.
yes, yeah. but big shout out to every one of the competitors that performed up on stage. Just shout out to them just for getting up there and just making it happen. You know, it was great.
Yeah,
experience.
last year's winners, Jethro Skull,
Yes.
they killed it.
I killed it.
They were awesome.
They sounded great too.
Yeah, Dan the Man, their drummer, he's a G2. They're all great guys, and I got to play on Dan's drum set, and that was fun too.
Hey,
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know. We
yeah,
were
it was
so
cool he did
thankful
that,
that,
yeah.
he let us use that because
Yeah,
that
that's
was
cool.
huge.
Yeah.
Last year we had such a problem getting a set or backline amps and stuff, and it was just everybody used just Frankenstein gear.
Yeah.
We threw whatever we could
Yeah.
together and tried to make it work. Mm-hmm. But yeah, super cool guys. What y'all been up to?
Nothing really, just same old stuff every day, you know.
What does the same old stuff every day consist of?
Well, Brother Dane, what that consists of is waking up, getting my $2 a daycare, my son on the bus, trying to book some gigs. I try to get a little reading in every now and then to feel inspired. But I read nothing but history books, so
That's
I don't know how inspirational I could get unless we're wanting to write a soundtrack or something. But no, it's Monday, baby. I'm excited to be here. I had a few gigs. I had Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I played on the thing with everybody else too for the Rock the Park 2025. And big shout out to Eric, Brother Eric, man,
Yep.
putting that
Yeah,
thing together
Killed
and,
it.
and all the stuff he does. Mm-hmm. Good character.
yeah.
Yep.
Bo Smith.
Well, what I've been doing, I took off. I took a break. My birthday was this past Tuesday.
Happy belated birthday, Bob.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
I turned 22.
Again. Oh, wow.
But
Let's keep getting younger
Yeah,
every
you
year.
look, yeah, you look great for your age,
Yeah.
man.
so we had Easter on the 20th. So I went out to my mom's, hung out over there. She cooked for Easter, and then I kind of just kicked it at the house, did yard work, cut some trees down, burnt some trees that Trey helped me cut down.
Yeah, that's right.
Just trying to get back to my reality or
Yeah.
mentality.
Well, we got to get grounded. I mean, I think
Yeah.
we can all relate to
It's
that.
the longest break I've had, I think. It's been like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Nice.
You feeling good? You look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You shaved.
Yeah, shave.
I know.
But when I'm out there working in the yard, man, that's the time I'm writing songs. I'm on a lawnmower or whatever. I'm driving around, mowing. I get lost. And, sometimes I'll be like, oh, let me turn this way. I'm cutting the grass wrong.
And then you go, let me turn this way. Oh, there it is.
Then there's a song.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's where I write a lot. I used to write in a crane offshore.
Okay.
I would sit there for 12 hours when I worked offshore in a crane. So I would sit there running the crane, unloading boats, listening to music, and then my tally books. I think I've talked about this before. I was supposed to do pipe tallies and all that. I'm doing the pipe tallies, but I turned to the back.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a good thing he's not working there anymore. Because they would see this and be like,
No more drilling.
we're paying him to do what?
Yep. That's where our flowers are going to come from.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So all of these books, I found them.
Yeah.
All this through my 20s, all the way up till now. And I found papers. I got stacks of papers, stacks of songs. I took some time to revise some. And I want to get together with you guys and let's go through them, see what we can do. Me and him wrote a great one. Out of one of them I had from my 20s.
Yeah.
Broken Wings.
Broken Wings.
Hey, how does it go?
I don't even remember.
Came down, crashed to the ground and lost her will to love.
It's about a crazy-ass woman, and I think she ended up being more of we talked to her like Satan being thrown down.
Yeah.
But
That's right. She's an angel from above. She lost her will, something about love.
Yeah. And she was crashing to the ground.
Cool.
You have to listen to it.
Little fallen angel, forbidden love story.
Yeah.
Would that be a metaphorical type song?
Yeah, me and him wrote that. I wrote it a long time ago, got it started, then Quincy Adams, and then me and Trey, we revised it. It's a great song. We just ain't never played it live but one time.
You guys ever record it?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Colby,
Not yet.
You're welcome to sing it.
All right.
what do you have to say for us? What do you have to say for yourself?
For myself.
What do you
and
do, Colby?
What do I
tell
do?
the audience
Okay.
and the viewers
Yeah.
what you do. Tell
I'll
us
give
a
you
little
all
bit about yourself.
a rundown of the life at Colby.
Yeah.
Well, my day job,
Just
I'm morning chef at the sous chef at the country club, Squire Creek. I'm a father of two. Just recently, we adopted a boy and girl.
I'm glad that worked out for you, man.
2 days before
Congratulations.
Christmas. Yeah, it was awesome. It's been great. They're two beautiful, beautiful gifts. Aubrey is 3. She's the girl. She's the big sister. And Jace is 1, and he is a tank. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to get it. It's been the biggest blessing I've ever had. It's been awesome. It's been great.
No, that's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know last time I saw you, we were at the doghouse, and you were telling me about the adoption process.
Yeah, we
that
were
was in
going through it
October,
then.
November.
Yeah.
And so congratulations.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
thanks.
I hadn't figured out that you actually pulled that off. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
man.
you. Thank you. It's
huge.
been awesome. It's been awesome.
I've seen a new light in his eyes since he's kids. I remember sitting here at the bar here at the Sundown, and he come in, I think it was during lunch, and just hung out, and he's like, man, I got these kids. They're beautiful.
Yeah, it changed everything for sure.
I got to meet them
for the
when you
best.
were playing.
Yeah.
They're cute kids.
Yeah, we brought them out to the Battle of the Bands. That was their first musical outing. It was fun.
Was
They,
your
they were amazed, too.
Yeah.
was Jace running around with his shirt off for a while?
No.
That wasn't that baby?
No, that wasn't that baby.
Because that sucker was a tank.
He was a tank.
I think that baby was with hogwash.
Oh,
That was what Hogwash.
that was
yeah.
hogwash.
She was cute, though.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few running around out there.
Hey, there's actually nothing more special than children and live music. You realize
man,
in that
it's-
moment because
yeah.
like they don't have any concept of like, oh, I need to act cool in the public place. Like they'll hear somebody start picking a guitar and start wiggling around,
Yeah.
and it's like that's
It's just
inside of
fascinating.
all of us.
Yeah, it
Like
draws
that-
them in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's-
Hey, did y'all see that little girl when Bo Atkins was playing?
Oh, so cute.
She was sitting there by herself in front of him, directly in front of him, and singing along to every word of that song you were singing.
Wow.
I'm like, how does she even know that song? It's so old.
Oh, yeah. She was raised right.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I was
it.
saying.
Yeah.
She had sunglasses on, didn't she?
Yeah, she was sitting right there.
She was right in the
down
middle.
front.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing her.
By the way, just something that stuck out to me is that when you covered Shenandoah 2 Dozen Roses,
I think that was a song.
you do a great job of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Yeah, killer song, and you just did a great rendition of it. But
Thank you. It's a fun song to play
oh no, it definitely is.
and sing.
That's right. So Colby, all right. So again, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
for
to be
taking
here.
your time
Yeah.
to come hang out with us. But I
Y'all
just
are
gotta,
right.
I just gotta ask, man. Like, so you're a drummer.
Yes.
You gotta share
Yes.
your story, man. Like
I play drums, yeah.
How'd you get into it? And
Okay.
And I know your other story about your just where you are now compared to where you were when the accident and everything.
Oh,
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But I was about to say, like, you have such a powerful overcomer story that you just gotta tell it.
Yeah, I'll get on there.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell
Okay.
it.
So I'll give you a from the beginning kind of thing, I guess. So when I was younger, I was always around music. My uncle, Ken Carter, used to do this thing called the John Cimino Jam, if you know anything about that, at the Sundown. And so I was always around music. He was a drummer himself, grew up just being around it. Didn't play much until I got into junior high and high school and got interested in actually playing
The
music.
girl
and
thing
stuff.
happened.
It did. The girl thing happened in junior high, so I joined the choir.
Yeah.
Started learning how to read music and sing and stuff. And then when I got to high school, I was standing in the hallway for like the orientation of the freshmen. It was like freshman day, and this long line of the auditorium, and I see Walter Moss. I didn't know who he was at the time, but he was walking down the hallway with like his lunch plate, walking past all the kids going to the band room. And he stops and he sees me. He goes, "Hey man, you look like a drummer. Sign up for beginning band." And I know now that it's just because he was short on kids. You know, he was wanting to get kids to get started. And it was just kind of one of those things that it kind of triggered something in me. And whenever I did it, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. From there, played just in college, playing in marching band and stuff. Joined a band, started, with my friends playing at the John Cimino's. And then built from there, had a pretty good band back in 2000. I think it was 2014 is when that started, called Chief and the Hounds. Did some cool stuff with them, traveled a lot, recorded a record out at Foxtrot in Shreveport. That was fun. Yeah, had it pressed into vinyl. We had to be cool, man.
Yeah, y'all were cool.
Yeah, we were cool. And did that band for, I don't know, probably 2.5, 3 years. A couple of the guys graduated college, got good jobs, moved off, and me and the singer, after laying low for a little while, formed the band that we're in now, Cold Canyons. And I think this is our 5th year. I could be wrong on that. I've been playing music with these guys for so long. And it consists of me, the drummer, and the singer from Chief and the Hounds, Caleb Wilt, and then guitar player, Landon Treadway, local guy,
Yep.
super talented, and a guy that I was in high school with, in band with, Christian Hanna on the bass.
Yeah.
And it was cool that he circled back through and got in a band with us there. 'Cause he was like he's the peanut butter to peanut, or like the rhythm section. Like I'm the jelly and he's the peanut butter.
Once a brother in rhythm, always a brother in rhythm.
I'm telling you,
Bass
man.
players and drummers are wild.
Yeah.
It's cool. We get it. We got great chemistry in the band, so we stuck with it. We recorded stuff, released stuff. We had the band together probably for about 1.5 years when we had really started getting some traction. And 2019, I had like a really bad car accident.
Right.
I was in the middle of a bunch of stuff in my life. I'd had a food truck for a little while. I was opening a restaurant. Had the wreck, and like everything came to a halt.
Right.
Broke my femur in a bunch of pieces, but they put me back together. It was a really cool surgery they did on me. It was a newer kind of reconstructive surgery. It was not invasive, actually. The longest scar I had was probably 2 inches long.
Right. Yeah. You're telling me about that, but it was like your femur shattering.
Oh, it turned
Like, it's like
Several
that's what
pieces.
saved your life, wasn't it?
Yes, like
Yeah.
that took the impact and the shatter.
Right.
And kept me in the car. We don't have to get into the details.
Right.
of it, but
Yeah. But
yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. It was just
it
like
was- it
that's what
was-
saved your life. But then they did a non-invasive surgery.
They did not. It got me all put back together, and then about I would say a solid 9 months of before I was ever like walking good again.
Yeah.
I worked up from walker to cane to doing all the physical therapy stuff and getting back right. And as soon as I could, man, we didn't miss a beat. Got the band back going, started playing again, writing more music. It was very enlightening. The Lord sat me down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got my shit together, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I even remember, like, even before you could even play a full kit, I mean, I can see your passion in the music, and like you had that lap cajon.
Oh yeah,
Getting down on that thing.
man.
Yeah, like even having
crutches.
Yeah,
crutch
exactly.
up to the stage and give me that cajon, man. I'll go to town.
Like you were still playing before, like you could play a full kit. But
it saved me, and really playing drums helped a lot in my recovery too, especially getting the fine-tuned stuff back. Once I was able to get back behind a kit, it was very therapeutic to get back there and slam on the bass drum. It was good. It
Get that
motivated,
exercise back in your legs.
motivated me to get all the way better, and now I don't really have any problems.
But y'all sounded tight the other day.
It was fun. It was fun.
it was
Thanks,
good.
man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
How did your name come about? Cold Canyons.
Really, we kind of struggled a little bit trying to figure out a name, and to the point where it's like, well, let's try some alliteration, something cool. And I can't remember who said it, but we were just in our group chat, just like throwing stuff out there. And Cold Canyons was one. Where it was like, oh yeah, remember that one, tag that one. And we went through some other stuff, and I couldn't even tell you what it was when we just came back to it because it kind of fits. We're very we like the groove. We love blues music and funk music, and we like just classic rock and roll. And it just kind of fit our sound to call it Cold Canyons because it's a laid-back, huge sound. We try to sound as big as possible, but not really overcomplicated either. It's just big and pretty.
Oh, it is. And
Big, pretty, and groove hard.
Well, I was about to say, man, like y'all were locked in on Saturday, and I was gonna say that y'all had a massive sound for a 4-piece.
Yeah. That's our goal, man. We just want to fill the room.
Yeah, it was awesome. And by the way, Landon, super talented guy.
Yeah.
He was making sounds on that guitar like y'all were playing with tracks.
Yeah,
and I was like,
and he's trying to imitate some of the tracks that we do actually have on our recording stuff, and we've tried to figure out ways to do that live without using tracks yet. We haven't really.
yeah,
We're working on that.
there's a technical side to it.
Yeah, and it's not a necessity yet. You know, we're getting there. And really, we just have a lot of fun when we get the recording. We get it all done, and Landon just goes in and like has these cool ideas and sends us stuff, and we're like, oh yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a show, and when we go to play the song, he'll like do that stuff, and it'll be out of nowhere, and it catches us, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And it just makes us want to be our best.
Oh, man,
he's
yeah.
one of those guys in the band that like keeps everybody pushing.
Well, y'all all have massive energy, like
Well,
all
thanks.
of y'all.
Thanks.
It's
Thanks.
well, from my perspective on Saturday, it was not only Landon. Like I've listened to your stuff.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
sure.
And so all of y'all released stuff. By the way, go check it out, Cold Canyon.
Yeah, Cold Canyons.
Go check them out on Spotify and stuff because like it's an awesome sound. But I noticed that Landon was recreating those, and it was amazing. Your bass player, dude,
Christian, yeah.
Christian, dude,
Monster.
He's a monster on the rhythm, dude. And I was like, y'all are so in sync. But just a stage, like one of his like signature things that he did that I loved was like when he goes up high and he lets that bass just drop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that's so sexy.
Yeah.
I was like, and he just does it, and y'all like
He does that stuff so effortlessly too.
yeah. It was so natural. And then honestly, like Caleb, he's got the pipes, dude. Woo! Like studio, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And then like live, it's like, okay, what's the difference?
Yeah, when we're recording, we call him One Take Caleb because he can just sit down and spit it out.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, run it again. I'll do the harmony track and just spit it out one take. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. All right, well, I guess
monster
on
vocalist.
to the next. Yeah, he's
monster
great,
vocalist.
Man.
His range,
super talented, and
great.
What a songwriter, man. He's obviously responsible for all the lyrics and everything, and we're good about in writing music, kind of getting together with clips and ideas and things we come up with, just noodling around at rehearsal, and everybody kind of having a piece of the song, if you will, and. I remember in Chief and the Hounds, it was primarily just Caleb coming with ideas, and we would just build on that. And there's one we're working on now, recording, that Caleb like brought to us, and it was like done. He already had lyrics done and everything. And sometimes lyrics aren't finished until he's recording vocals.
Right.
But yeah, he's just a monster of a songwriter too, and that makes it easy for us, especially with people like Landon and Christian. They
Right.
can just fall into place with no heads up. It's easy.
Yeah, exactly. And then even with you on the drums, like, it, like collectively y'all work together like just really great, and y'all were locked in. But like, it was great to see you so confident on the kit, like with all. I mean, y'all songs are very dynamic.
Yeah, that's
Like,
important to us. Yeah,
super dynamic,
Yeah.
and like when y'all had these like pauses or changes and everything, y'all were so locked in. And I know that can be a little tough on drums if things are not queuing up right, but
right.
but y'all just kept it, and
Yeah.
that's honestly why you got like the drummer, because like you just had that edge.
Well, thanks. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
and it was just super cool.
Yeah, that's
So-
that's
It was tight, and the guitar tones were great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I was sitting out there going, "Man, this sounds awesome."
Yeah, I love Landon's playing.
And I gotta say too, like all the instrumentation, all the vocal, all the drums, everything everyone was playing was great. But what actually did it for me was the space between the notes, the space between the hits.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you said, you guys want a big sound, or like where I imagine the canyon in your name is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's immense. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so like, but that space between the notes is like what defines it, and it was just so cool. And that's what when I was telling you after, I was like, man, you just played with so much feel. You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of drummers are just tight and straight.
Effortless.
Yeah,
It looked effortless.
But he was just like, it felt like 10 seconds between each hit. Like, oh, there it was, you know, and it's just like perfectly timed. But
What-
there's this space that won me.
Yeah, Walter always told us when I was up in high school just learning how to just approach music. Walter always said when we would start trying to write our own drumline stuff, you know, we would just fill it up with like all the hardest, fastest, heaviest hits. We would put accents over every note, like, yeah, you know, this is the best, you know, drum song written. And he would sit and be like, what is this? You know, if you know Walter, man, he's all love, but he's going to give it to you straight, right? And that, to me, that makes the best teacher anyway. You know, his intentions are straight love and passion, and he knows how to get to the point. Great teacher, by the way. Shout out Walter Moss. Rustin High Band. Go Bearcats. He told us your accents only mean something if they're surrounded by, you know, space and quiet. Like, he said, count all your accents and all the things that you want to stand out in the song, and make sure there's 3 times that of the negative space. It's all about your negative space, because it doesn't mean anything. It's like a guy yelling all the time. You're not going to listen to what he says. But a guy that doesn't ever speak much, if he starts yelling, you're going to be like, wait, what? You're going to listen to him. You're going to hear what he has to say. Just that dynamic importance.
I totally agree.
I do too. Well, as far as what you're saying in the oil field, as far as like the screaming and hollering, that saved my life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like a respect, you know, inside writing the music that you need to have for anybody can get big and loud. You know, it's just how you use it.
Yeah.
You got to use your tools correctly. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like your intention.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how music can also be a direct thing with just how life in general.
Yeah, I like to relate it to cooking. It's a recipe.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Music and food are my 2 favorite things.
Hell yeah.
What did Theodore Roosevelt say? Speak softly but carry a big stick. Well,
I'll play 5 A's. I don't play 2 B's.
Oh, that is so true. And my personal lesson on space, I didn't get to talk about Walter Moss, but my blues cat around here that we all know and love is Dave P. Moore.
Yep.
P-Mo.
He
P.
does
Mo.
be more.
Go check out his songs. He's got an album out, Fort Necessities, great blues album, and he's also doing some things with Blues Old Stand, his old band. They're
Awesome
re-recording
group.
their record, and it sounds awesome. But anyway, we were sitting at the portico one night, and I thought I needed to just show what I had, which was not a lot.
Come on, Trey.
I knew
Come on
I knew
now.
one pentatonic scale, and how to use it all the time. And so anyway, Dave P just looks back at me while I'm soloing over. I think Chris Canterbury was there that night. He's also very blunt, and I'm thankful for Chris.
Yeah.
But both of these guys looked at me and they're like, Chris told me to turn it down, and then Pimo, in the nicest way possible, he goes, shut the up, and I'll let you know when to play. And I said, yes, sir.
Yes,
You know?
sir.
He would also tell you stop noodling around.
Yes.
In between.
Stop noodling.
You know, remember he would tell us that we were at
Yes.
Farmville, and he goes, "Hey, y'all stop noodling around. Let's get back to it."
That's
Dave's
right.
professional. It don't matter if you're playing for 12 people, 1,000 people, or anything else. He gets mad.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go talk to him if another band is playing during their song, and see what he tells you.
That's right. That's right. Full of wisdom, and that was one of my first lessons in music dynamics, as far as knowing when and when not to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Pick your battles, man.
The best one that I learned from Dave P. Moore was everything you do on stage, every note you play, every word you sing needs to be intentional.
He's somebody you can learn
Intent.
from.
He is, yeah. And he does it in such a way like it's shoulder to shoulder. It's not like he's teaching or talking down to you, you know? It's like you're someone that really cares about you, you know?
Absolutely. It was super genuine. That's why I was like, at the time when I was on a bunch of drugs and stuff, you know, like I'd have a temper, but like what I felt from him was just like genuine care to like teach me music.
Yeah.
And so
Go out of tune a little bit during the show. He'll lean over, he's like, "Tune your guitar." Like, I'm still playing. I'll tune it when I get done.
Play in
he
tune and on
deserves a
time.
lot more credit than what he's given. I mean, I know. First time I met him, I thought he only played harmonica,
Yeah.
right.
and the next thing I know, which actually a song come out of this, but I'm not going to go into details of where
Sure.
we were at or anything else, because I woke up with some girl. But I've got a good song about that. But he was sitting there, and we all come back to like an after party or whatever, and he was sitting there. I was like, "Dave, you play guitar?" "Oh, yeah."
Right?
But I didn't know him that well back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. Next thing I see him, he's just thumbing that guitar. You know how he plays?
Call it hook and hammer.
Hook and hammer.
Well, and all this kind of goes. Dave P is a good example of what Colby was saying about your teacher.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that space, or just the way you react to somebody, not hollering all the time. It says a lot for somebody that can be reserved and be patient, and really get their
Yep.
point across when they speak.
Yeah.
It's well spoken, it's straight to the point, and usually get your attention.
Oh yeah, speaking on that, the attention thing, it's like if there's like kind of a technical piece that you put in there intentionally and it stands out, that space gives the listener to digest that. Like, oh wow, that was cool.
Well, it takes you for a ride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
all good to me. A lot of new music doesn't have. To me, it's like a bunch of racket.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just a bunch of racket. It don't matter what genre it is. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's just a bunch of just racket.
Yeah.
And there's no really a lot of ride taken or no breaks in songs, and maybe change that key to lead you back in to the chorus, and just subtle things that,
The art of the bridge in a song
yeah, it's huge.
is, oh man, so many missed opportunities.
Well, and it don't have to have a bridge. Every song doesn't have to have one. Some songs are maybe a story song, you know, where it's just kind of a rattle or something off of somebody's mind or something. But that's cool. You start adding the electric guitars, and you get drummers like yourself, and you got that
Yeah.
good rhythm section.
The bridge is where you can have fun.
Heck yeah, that's what brings
Kinda-
a song to a whole new life, and then
Yeah.
brings it back down to earth again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes you
Yeah.
for a ride.
That's right.
Dave's is good. Like, he's played on all our albums, but on one song on mine, they had effects on there. It sounded just like an electric guitar, what he was doing
On the harmonica.
on a
Oh yeah.
harmonica.
He's definitely a solo artist.
Yeah, it was the Flowers Gone.
For sure.
But, you know, that's an 8-minute song.
Yeah.
So he was just rocking it. I'm talking about, and if you listen back through there, you'll hear the electric guitars. Then you'll hear Dave P on harmonica,
Yeah.
which got effects on it sounding like electric guitar.
Dang.
And I've said this a million times. Willie Nelson, you know, Mickey Raphael, he is just as good as that guy. And I want to make a T-shirt that X'd out Mickey Raphael and put Dave P. Moore on it. He goes, hell no, I would never do that. I would never do it.
He's not a good. I know when I first met him, we play a lot. We'd be traveling around, and I'd always get, it was my way of getting the crowd into it because I hated, and I've gotten a little bit more. I guess it's a confidence level where you even at a show, it's okay to have some silence. Everybody don't have to be clapping all the time for
Especially
you.
the restaurants.
Yeah, especially restaurants and stuff. But I remember Dave going, "Hey, Bo, I don't think you should clap." And because what I used to do is I'd play a song, everybody put your hands together, baby. Woo, that was a good song, and I would start clapping. Well, I do that to get the crowd involved to pay attention. But that just drove him nuts. He's like, "Bo, I really wish you quit doing that." And then so as he kind of got on to me, so it always is in the back of my mind. Well, one time I was playing here in Ruston, here at the Sundown one time on one of their Wednesdays. And I did that being like tongue-in-cheek is how I do it, just being silly. Well, there was some old faithfuls that used to come around here all the time, and it like offended them. So much so that they told Dave P about it, and they told our other buddy about it, and they brought it up to me, and I was like, wow, I never looked at it like that. And I had to look at Dave P and go,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you were talking about in that way, but I get it. So I quit doing that. Sometimes when you're on stage, like, give the band a hand. Well, that's different.
Yeah.
But I was almost like fishing for compliments, and I guess I was, but I was being silly about it just to get a reaction.
Yeah.
And that was not the reaction I was going for. And I saw them ladies, and I'll see them from time to time every now and then when I play over here. I've gone up there numerous times and laugh and smile and go, hey, thank y'all for telling on me. And like, I'm glad I offended y'all because you really taught me a lesson by me doing that. I was like, I see how this can be perceived,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my story with Dave P learning something.
What an amazing example of growth as a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really is a confidence thing. I mean, not everybody can go up there and be confident and just sing or play their instrument or do what they do. And nobody has to say anything. But that don't
Right.
mean they're not listening.
Right.
They have to listen. They're in there. If they're not leaving, you're doing
They're
all
listening.
right.
Yeah.
They're listening. They're doing
Yeah.
okay,
I believe that like a new aspiring musician should go play restaurants with that bright light right in your face.
In an awkward,
and you're
probably an
sitting
awkward
from
spot.
Me to here to Colby, from the people that
Throw
you're
them in the
playing-
fire, man.
That
Yeah.
might be
playing
80
for.
years
Throw them
old.
in the fire.
and see what happens when you do that. You can't have an ounce of stage fright with that. Because they're sitting there, and one thing that gets to me, like at Mexican restaurants, all I hear is chips crunching. And then on the side over here, you have the girls, always got beautiful women working there, waitresses doing their thing, but they're sitting there, and at the Mexican restaurants, they're all talking in Spanish. And I'm going, but I understand Spanish. I worked in Mexico for a lot of years, so I know what they're talking about. I know they ain't talking about me, but they're sitting over there getting their orders and doing all that. You're sitting over here playing, trying to concentrate on song. You got people sitting literally from me to you, wanting to eat on chips and all this distraction. And I was like, if I get ear monitors, I know it would be a lot more. And then I would play songs, I'd be getting tips, and nobody would clap or anything. You might have 2 or 3 drunk people in the back clapping. So what Monty Russell always told me, he said, look under the table. He said, don't ever get discouraged. You look under the table. If their feet are tapping and they ain't leaving, you're doing something right.
Hey,
Good
I
advice.
like that.
I like that.
So
Feet are tapping, and they ain't leaving. You're
you
doing
always
something.
look under the table. That's for everybody that's trying to play music right now. Don't get discouraged when you play at a restaurant and you don't get a round of applause when you get done. Look under the table. Their feet are tapping. They're tipping you. Nobody's leaving, so you're doing something right.
That's right.
I'll tell you another tip too. Even if they don't clap, even if they're not doing nothing, sometimes if you play a song, let's say you wrote the song, well, they've never heard this song before. Probably, chances are probably 9 out of 10 they ain't never heard it.
I never announce it.
But you just play your song, and then when you're done, let it ring out or whatever you want to do, and be confident. Go, hey, thank you, and then you'll get a courtesy clap. And go, hey, I wrote that one, and then you have somebody sold right there. There's little tips of the trade right there.
I'll tell you a
good
tip of the trade I've learned from him. I need to talk more at my shows, but this crazy joker, Bo Atkins,
Yeah,
next
he's
to
a
me,
joker.
he don't have a filter, and he will just talk shit the whole time.
But
And
it depends on where I'm at.
but
now.
I've seen them just. I ain't telling secrets. I ain't gonna say what they did after that. They didn't leave.
That tip bucket filled up.
They did.
Yep.
And you always want to try to put your tip bucket right by where people have to walk by, where that they know that you know they didn't give you no money.
Yep.
And that you tell them, hey, have a good evening, bless you, or just say anything positive to them. Got them every time. Yeah, that's my trick.
Like that's why he drives a Yukon XL, and I drive a Toyota FJ.
Well, today I'm in my Black Widow that me and Monty we were on our way to South by Southwest a couple years ago, and we left. He met me in Shreveport, and we left my house at about 2 a.m. This is a typical Monty run right here, leaving at 2 a.m. And we hit a dead deer in that car.
A dead deer.
How do you get a dead deer?
Y'all didn't run over a live deer.
We ran over a dead deer in the middle of this road.
Did it stink?
Oh, it was already ballooned up and always swollen up, and it tore my bumper off my car. Oh. Now I have a Honda Accord.
Who was driving?
Me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you talking about being awoke up then? I was like, I'm awake now. We hit that thing, and we was always trying to big ball. We'd go to these places and in this little Honda, and without no front bumper. And it was so every time we had to get our stuff out to go to the gig or get out to where we were playing next, we had to move the bumper, lean it up against the car, then get our gear out and put that thing back in. True story.
Welcome to the Honky Talk podcast.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell us about the special?
I'd love to. The sundown special today. Every Monday they have a lunch plate special, and today is the barbecue burger. Bo Smith, tell me about that barbecue burger. You know the story behind it.
Well, the guy told me, the cook, he said the mayor of Ruston come in here, and he brought Bloody Mary mix. He said it was too salty. He couldn't do nothing with it, so he gave it to him. He's like, well, I believe I'll do something with it. And he made a barbecue sauce out of it, and he put Bloody Mary mix, honey, and some more secret ingredients, and it is delicious.
It is very delicious. That
Very
burger's off
delicious.
the chain. Did y'all enjoy y'all's burger?
Oh, it was fantastic. Had the fried onions and the bacon, the pepper jack cheese, the sauce. Oh, it was dressed out, too. It was a delish.
It was delicious.
When we first met, way back when, it was like 11, 12 years ago, something like
Yep,
that.
yep.
We met at JT's place.
At JT's place, at the Studio 822.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout
And,
out JT Liner.
Yeah, shout out JT Liner. You need sound, he's your guy.
Studio 822.
Yep, that's right. But we briefly met for a while, got to joke around for a
Yep.
little bit, hang out. Went down to the creek. I got my truck stuck.
Yep. That's
Broke my door off. My daddy got mad.
yep,
Dog ran
rite of
away.
passage. Yeah, rite of passage.
The rite
right
of
there.
passage, and so it was really cool hanging out. But we I basically just went off into Never Land and did stuff. But it was super cool to reconnect with you.
Yeah, man. It all came full circle.
But I would love to hear some stories that I missed out on that you had on the road.
Yeah, for sure. And JT was a part of a lot of that too. The first band I talked about earlier, Chief and the Hounds, we traveled a lot, and JT was our sound guy, always has been. And he was also, a lot of the times, our mode of transportation. He had a navigator. We pulled a trailer, went all over the place. Furthest we went was Indiana, played called the Red Barn Festival in LaPorte. A guy named Trevor Sales was a friend of our guitar players. I think they had met through their dads working together in sales and stuff. But great group of people. He used to put on a festival up there that was really awesome. We drove up and played that. Had a great time up there. That was fun because we I think me, Caleb, and a guy named Jacob, the bass player at the time, flew with the guitar player's dad in his little 6-seater plane because he does like a lot of transport for like sick kids that need to go to specialty hospitals and stuff. So he has a plane that he uses for that. And we were able to fly up to Indiana, and our guitar player was in his truck with the trailer and drove the 14 hours up to Indiana and met us up there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then on the way back, we all rode on the way back with Travis.
Yeah.
And end up, burning some hubs up in his Yukon he had, and got stranded for a day, had to go sleep in a hotel. And, all the money we made, we spent trying to get back home. That's not a out of the normal type of thing that happens. And I mean, we went all over the place. We went to Fort Worth a lot. We played some Deep Ellum shows. We played went to Baton Rouge a lot, played a lot of stuff for Louisiana LSU frats and parties and stuff. Did some Arkansas stuff, and stayed on the road with JT. We had a lot of fun doing that. trying to think of we ended up, where was it? I can't remember the name of the bar we played, but it was in Deep Ellum. Rode in JT's Navigator with the trailer and everything. We were all destined to this one vehicle.
Yep.
Get to the venue, wasn't any parking because it's Deep Ellum, just crowded everywhere. And there was like a Arby's across the street that was closed. And we went and asked the door guy at the place, like, hey man, where can we park? Can we park in that Arby's park? He's like, yeah, just go over there and park in that parking lot. Get in, play the show, get done, walk back out, and it's gone.
Oh,
The truck and trailer is gone, and we're like, what?
They stole it?
No, it wasn't stolen. It was towed.
Towed?
Yeah.
Oh,
We still believe that there's a racket going on, and all those door guys get a cut from the tow company and tell everybody to park over there.
so how
That was a fun night. We ended up. Luckily had a cousin in Dallas that had come to the show, and we crammed everything in his Tacoma bed and in his
man.
Cavas Tacoma, and all crawled in there and went back to his apartment while Travis and JT went and tracked down the car.
Oh, JT told me about that
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah,
How much did that cost? I wonder, did you ever get a number?
That was like a $400 night to get that all seen about.
without your bar tab with the band, of course.
Well, luckily we had a tab just being the band, so
Oh, well, there you go.
we didn't have to spend that.
Save some here,
Other
spend some
$400.
there. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they still got us one way or the other.
Yeah.
Oh man.
A lot of fun times in a row with JT, man. I can't say it
He's
enough.
a great sound guy,
man, and just a good dude.
Yeah, he's a
He's
great
there
dude.
for you. Yeah.
Every time I see him up in here, he's like, I'm going fishing. He's like,
That's
I'm going to
it.
come here, eat lunch, I'm going fishing.
Yep.
Doing this.
Yeah, my kids, that's Uncle JT. Uncle JT, Aunt Charlotte, and his son Xander. That's great people. That's good people.
Absolutely. Yeah, I loved it out there, and I love just like even in my when I was first getting started in music, I was 17.
Yeah,
I was
you were
I was
17.
like 17 years old, and like
What was that, 3 years ago?
yeah, like 4 years ago, and it was such a long time ago. But no, I just remember just sitting down and just listening to y'all play. I think Nick was there.
Yep.
Which another monster on bass.
Another monster, Nick Cripps, yeah.
Yeah, that's his last name. I couldn't
Yeah,
think of his last
Cripps.
name. Cripps, yeah. Nick Cripps,
Yep.
monster on
his,
bass.
His
and-
brother Eric and
Not Nick Blood.
their dad Tim, like great musicians in their own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just extraordinary. They were raised right. Tim did them right. Raised them on some good music, and they all became just great musicians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going to say something, Bo Atkins? Oh, you leaned in.
No, he was leaning over here. I thought he wanted to fight.
I think he wanted a kiss.
Them's kissing words.
Boy, where I come from.
I don't know who.
Cornbread and biscuits.
If me and Bo Atkins got in a fight, neither one of us would win. We'll be too fucking tired by the time we swing one or two punches.
Yeah, I feel like he's sizing me up right now.
I'm trying to.
Welcome to the Honky Talk podcast.
Yeah,
See you guys next week.
we were all friends.
Will we all be here next week? Only one way to find out. Tune in.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be here.
I'm sorry.
So Dane, as a
You were just pointing at me. I was touching my titty. I thought maybe you were gonna...
as a what do you call it?
Yes, sir.
This year's solo artist champion. What have you got to say? Because you heard these guys play.
Yeah.
You were on the acoustic side.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't nobody can deal with you on that. Like, guitar sounded great. It sounded great. You had the crowd going. You had everything going.
Thank you.
So, as far as what were you thinking when you're on stage? Do I have to do this? Do I have to separate the crowd?
Yeah. Well,
You were like, if I hear y'all, I want y'all on this side to do this. I want y'all on this side to do this.
yeah.
And they did it.
So, I mean, first of all, I was terrified because typically I'm performing with Trey or with
How are you terrified
with somebody. Man,
when you're such a great musician? How are you terrified?
Elvis Presley said it best. Like, if you ain't got stage fright, you're in it for the wrong reasons. Like, if you're going up to perform, you don't feel a little bit nervous. It means you're not pushing yourself, right? So, so going up there, of course, I was like, well, what am I going to do? I wanted to display some of my songwriting, of course. So I started with my saddest country song, and then and just for whatever reason, I thought so that was What's a Cowboy to Do, and then after that, I was like, oh, I really like this song. It's kind of cheeky and fun. It's based off a old folk tune called Cigarettes and Whiskey. And I wanted to just like tell a fun, sad story about cigarettes and whiskey. But then after that, I'm like looking around and I'm like, well, this isn't the most entertaining thing. It's more of like I was pumping my own tires, talking about the music that I write. So I thought, well, you guys like that. So that's a Canadian term. Pumping your tires is like complimenting yourself or complimenting someone else.
Shit, when I'm pumping my tires, I'm airing that flat motherfucker up.
And so I think, oh man, now I got to win the crowd over. How am I going to win the crowd over? And so I started playing some CCR, which always works good.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like an audience.
By the way, it was a great crowd.
Yeah, that was a great crowd. The audience, as a musician, like somebody told me once, you have to command an audience. They naturally will do anything that you tell them to.
Bo Atkins knows.
Yeah, and so it's quite funny, but so I took that opportunity with that knowledge, and I just stopped and was like, hey, when I say rolling, you say rolling. Also, human nature is to be competitive. So if you want to get a crowd going, you make them compete against each other. So I just said, this side, you say rolling when I say it the first time, and the next time I say it.
And I was watching them. They were all singing, and they was doing it.
Yeah. That's what was fun. It was fun to watch you do that, direct them.
Yeah, and so that was like, and then when I had pulled that off, then I told a little story about how Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play at the Sundown, the original Sundown, not this one, but the one down the road.
Yep.
Back in the day, and that was when I decided that I wanted to move to Ruston because Stevie Ray Vaughan is one of my all-time favorites. Can somebody get this guy a beer?
He's got one right back there.
You're stressing me out, dude.
He's got one right here.
He
just ain't got it on camera.
He's like, I would have won that contest.
But he's been having it for a long time. So.
Well, Dane, I will say.
What were you saying, Dane? I wasn't even listening.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, Dane,
No, I heard everything.
Speaking of the Stevie Ray Vaughan song, I was having a conversation with Lloyd, and we both said the same exact thing. Like, playing an acoustic show solo, it can be intimidating to like branch off and do a lead line if you don't have that rhythm backing you up. But dynamically, we really appreciated how like you did some lead lines, and it didn't matter that you didn't have rhythm. And then you simplified it even more, and you went back to the bass line, and you just did a breakdown with just the guitar.
You was playing bass and lead at the same time, pretty much, on the guitar.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it just, it really showed, like, the maturity in, like, the acoustic guitar and, like, as a musician. So, yeah, it's just cool.
Well, I guess, like, I spent a lot of years as a front man, and my favorite thing to do is to conduct a band in that manner. To be like, this moment, now it's your moment. Now we're going to break down and give everybody their moment. And I think now, like, after all those years of having a band behind me, and I've been playing primarily by myself, that I try to recreate that, because if I was doing that song with my band, I'd be like, all right, guitar, and we'd have the solo, and then I'd be like, bring it down, how about some bass?
And that's what you say when you're playing
that's exactly,
the bass line and the lead at the same time.
I'm talking to my band, but my band's my right and left hand, Jack and Jill.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Well, Colby?
Yep.
Tell us something else. What's going on with the band right now? Where do y'all have kind of a home bar or a place that y'all play at, or where y'all?
Well, I could say our home bar is Sundown. Me and Trey were talking about this earlier. For instance, me and Caleb in the band, our vocalist, me and him both had our first time on stage performing here at Sundown at one of the John Semino jams that we talked about, and Trey shares that with us too. And I think that's something that a lot of the local guys around here can say, and it's one of those places. Sundown's a hub, it's the watering hole as far as really still supporting the culture, wanting people like us to succeed in our fields and giving us a stage just to get it right. They did that for me for years. I've played way more shows at Sundown than I've played anywhere else. Out of all the shows I've played, I can say that still Sundown's pretty far ahead of most places.
And they bring that crowd too.
And they
don't
bring the crowd, yeah. It's a guarantee.
Well, y'all bring that crowd.
Well, you
Y'all's
know.
band.
And it's this is the home bar. This is the home base, if you will. I'm more comfortable playing here than I am anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels good to be here.
What do you think the biggest crowd here at Sundown? What do you think the numbers were? If you had to take a guess.
For me, I think there was one New Year's Eve show. We were taking a $5 cover and we hit 1,500, and I think that was a pretty good night.
That's packed.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking. This bar would be packed.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
absolutely wall to wall.
Right.
And we've hit close to that, but we've never done that well.
That's just inside.
here.
That's
But-
300
Wait,
heads
Right.
that
Well,
officially actually really did pay.
Yeah,
Because
they
there's only going to
actually
be some
paid to
square
come
foot.
in.
You know.
Yeah, and that was that. I mean, that was pretty dang good.
Hey, we're doing something now.
Yeah.
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 And I would go further to say that a lot of the times a place like this, it's cool for us because we play a show here and it's either around the holidays, so there's family in town. You know, you're gonna have a different kind of support here when you play here, just because, you know, it always lines up people you don't see for a while, people you only see a certain time of the year. Everybody always comes here whenever they're in town.
Big old family reunion.
Yeah, it always is every
Yeah.
time, and that's another thing that makes it really cool.
I get stoned and drink all night long. It's a sundown tradition.
Come on, Dane.
What's fun about like a town like Ruston where we're at? It's fun because it's a college town.
Yeah,
And I know even when I went to ULM, 6th Street was like that too. Even if you weren't from there, but you happened to be there through the holidays or whatnot, and you had a gig, all those people that moved off, they were all back in town. Mm-hmm. But really, every town has that. More so, I think, more in a college town, you know, where there's a major university. But I know, like even in Shreveport or Bossier, there seems like there'd be more places to play. But it's kind of, it's, you know, I don't know. There's not too many anymore, but. There's different reasons, I guess, for that, but that's for another time. But I think it's really fun to play at that time of year, those festive times of your holiday times, holiday season, especially in the fall, man, because everybody's in, they're out spending money. You got a bunch of holidays starting from whether you celebrate Halloween or not, doesn't matter. But you got Halloween, people are out doing things, having parties, having fun. It's fun, festivities, festive people are out. And then you got Thanksgiving.
yeah,
And you roll right on to Christmas. And I know playing music for so long, you want to be playing somewhere,
yes,
anywhere. Thanksgiving Eves, the day after Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving night.
yeah. The Black Friday show is always a really cool show here. That's always a ton of people just out, just people
Out
out.
and about.
Shopping,
Yeah.
doing their thing, then want to come in and
That's
eat.
always
Hang
a good
out.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
In Canada, we don't have Black Friday. We have Boxing Day, but it's
Yeah.
the same.
Boxing
it's,
Day.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's one day of the year that everybody went to high school. It's going to be at the
So y'all
bar
fight?
in town. Well, I mean,
Well, explain why it's called Boxing Day.
Are
you
y'all
know?
Irish?
no, it's called Boxing Day because let me ask my assistant here just a second. Hey, could we get you to look up why it's called Boxing Day in Canada? We'll get back to you
Yeah,
here.
fill
with
it
Are
the
y'all
answer.
boxing up like gifts?
That could be it. Boxing Day, yeah. All I know is it's the day after Christmas. It's the 26th of December. When's Black Friday?
Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving.
Day
it's the
after
Friday
Thanksgiving.
after
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
before
Okay.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's usually when everybody buys.
Yeah, so Boxing Day is like the day after Christmas. All the stores go like half price.
Yeah,
You
everything's
can
on
get
sale.
Anything,
Yeah.
When I lived in Austin, there was a place that said boxing, and I thought I was going to go there and take some boxing
Here we go.
lessons.
My assistant just sent this to Trey. He's got the answer.
But they had boxes.
So in Canada, Boxing Day, celebrated annually on December 26th, is a public holiday in most provinces. It is known for its post-Christmas shopping traditions, with retailers buffering significant discounts. The name Boxing Day is believed to have originated from the practice of giving gifts to servants and employees in boxes after Christmas, or from church alms box filled with donations to the poor.
That is great. I'm sorry. I just said we y'all fighting.
Y'all square up.
Because that is really great.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Like, you get some farmers and cowboys.
It's not like over here on Black Friday where they're buying gifts and fighting in Walmart and all that.
No, we don't.
Y'all are buying. Apparently, what I think is y'all are doing something for the poor and like buying it and donating it.
Well,
Is that what y'all do?
apparently, yeah.
Damn.
That's right. But everything's cheap. You know, it's a gift. It's a day of gift.
Yeah.
I love it. So
It's crazy.
So Colby, when's the next time you're playing here at Sundown?
Next time we're playing here at Sundown will be on June 20th.
Okay.
We'll be playing. That's a Friday. Should be a wonderful night.
Oh yeah.
Being that part of the summer, still early summer, a lot of people hadn't started vacation yet, so there's still
Right.
a lot of people in town.
Yeah, June 20th.
June 20th, Cold Canyons, Sundown, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Well, y'all come check them out.
Yeah.
We are out of time for today. Colby, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me. It's been a blast.
Kobe, we love you.
We love you.
Thank all of
Cold
y'all.
Kobe,
Canyons
thanks for coming,
band,
baby.
they're great. Y'all sounded tight the other day, too.
Thank you.
Now, where can we find you?
You can find us on all of your fun-filled music streaming platforms. You got YouTube Music, you got, iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. We're on all of it. We're everywhere.
All of it.
We can show the links on the.
I will.
Yep.
I will. Thank you for driving out here, Bo Atkins, all the way from Bossier, Louisiana, and from Shudrint, Louisiana.
That was a long drive, buddy.
That's a long drive.
Long drive from Shudrint.
And Dane, thank you for coming. Thank you for.
He had
you
to
for
drive
coming.
from Canada.
I know. Thank you for coming from Canada.
He had to drive from Canada. He didn't even fly this time. He drove.
An early morning.
I don't know how he got here because his
Yesterday.
FJ is like shimmying.
Yeah, I do got a death wobble, but I take the back road.
35 miles an hour, baby.
I'm telling you. But you know what you need to do? Check your brakes and all that. Get your rotors turned.
Yeah.
Because it'll take that shimmying out of it. Like change all that.
He just maybe need to rotate his tires and pump them suckers.
Hey,
He might.
oh,
Pump them
that was
tires.
good. You trying to pump my tires?
I kind of
bud?
feel embarrassed. Of what the Boxing Day is.
Oh, you don't have to be embarrassed, Bo.
Because over here in America, Black Friday, like I said, people are fighting in Walmart. They're fighting over toys. They're
50% off towels, what?
They're fighting over everything. And then what he just read, I don't know, I might not have heard it right, but like y'all are doing stuff for giving to people that don't have it.
Well, here's the thing: when we become the 51st state, then
Is that why you so
you guys
kind?
can adopt the.
Is that why you so kind? Dave?
I'm not kind. I'm nice. There's a difference. Kind is
Every
genuine.
time,
nice
every
is fake.
time we play somewhere, he's like, "I'm going to buy you a drink. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." When I first met you, I thought you was a scoundrel, and then
Damn it.
and then when after I got to know you, I was like, "This is the greatest guy I've ever met."
Well, we're here at the Honky Tonk. Hold on.
Wait! I still got something to say. He bought me a shot one day. He goes, I was at White Lightning, and he bought me a shot. And he goes, I know this. I know. I think he had a roll bag where he just camps somewhere. He goes, I'm gonna buy you a shot because I was like, you ain't got to buy me a shot because you need me. You don't have to buy me anything. I'll be your friend no matter what. And then you remember sitting at Chili's?
Yeah.
And you're like, I need you, and I'm gonna buy you a shot. I was like, listen, you ain't gotta buy me a shot.
I do need you, Bo.
Well, you heard it from the source, folks.
Yeah.
Honky Talk Podcast,
We'll see you on the next episode, y'all.
the Sundown Tavern.
It's honkies with a